In this lesson, we are going to work on preventing saving of blank or empty fields, and also showing some sort of flash message. If we go into guides and click on validation, active record. So these are the different validations that you can use out of the box. So we are interested in presence. So we want to validate that a particular field is present. In this case, we're looking for these fields here. All right, to do that, we have to go into the model because the model is responsible for saving things. So we say validate that full name is present, or presence is true. So just duplicate this a few times. I'm going to do the same for username. Well, you don't have to do it for password because this means you always have to, but I'm going to do this anyway. So we're validating that all these fields are always present. So, and if it's not present, if this is not successful, actually before we do that, I'm going to redirect this. When it's successfully saved, we want it to redirect to index. So if we say rake roots, so this will give us all the roots for this app. So this for the index page is this admin moderators. So I'm going to copy that. Rather than redirecting back to the edit page, I'm going to say redirect to admin moderators URL. So that's perfect. All right, so if we go back here, we want to show the error messages there. So if we go into our active record, go all the way down here, we have click on that and you can see a sample of error messages being displayed. So I'm going to paste this here, okay, and we are going to copy moderator and change all the references to article. So hold your command or control key and paste it there and replace it in different places. Okay, so here we're saying moderators, if you have any error messages, right, then do all this here, display the error messages in different places. I'm going to change this to validation errors. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to use CSS in the future for that. All right, so if we go back to our index page, we already have missing full name. If I click here and I try to update this, submit this, then we should have some error messages. So we have some pre-defined error messages here. So if we go ahead and fill in the full name, fill in username to be just King and password, and click on update. That worked, but username, we want that to always be an email address. So there's a way of making sure that we do that. So validations can have multiple rules for each field. Okay, so I am searching for something. This documentation is really well written, but I'm also blind. So format is what I was looking for. So this is the format. So we're saying this format needs to be A to Z, basically only letters. So it's called regular expression. We're going to be doing the same for email address, but I'm not going to use a regular expression for emails, complete email regular expression. I'm just going to check that we have the @ symbol in there. So I'll say format, and we give it a named argument with, and we say // and @ inside. So we're just checking that whatever you've submitted has an @ symbol inside it, and if it doesn't, this is the message that we want to print on the screen. So this is the validation error message. It's not valid email address. Actually, it's not valid, it's fine. So it'd say email is not valid. All right, so save this, and we've just written this format, which you can read more on your own. So click on edit, leave this as it is and try to save, you can see username is not valid. Okay, so if we enter a password in there and put an @ example.com and update, now everything works. Alright, so let's go into our spec. This is done. So now we have this to do. Alright, so what this basically is, every time we successfully update a record, we want to say something before we redirect. So over here, we want to set a flash for notice. Notice is when things go well. So we say moderator was successfully updated. Okay. So this will be printed on the screen. But if there was a problem, we would then say flash. So notice is for good and alert is for bad. So we say there was a problem updating moderator. Okay. Alright, so for this to actually show, we need to print it on the screen. So rather than print it on individual pages, we need to print it in one central location so it shows up app-wide. So in our view, we have layout. In layout, we have application.html. So if you've done HTML before, this page will look very familiar to you. So essentially, edit and every other page that we make always is put in here by Rails framework. It's yielded back to us. So that means that anything we put up here will be shown on every single page. So that's what we're going to do. So say if there is a flash message, then we want you to render a div with a class notice, okay, which we are going to style at some point down the line. And within the notice div, we want you to print the flash notice message. So the message will change from controller to controller. In this case, we know what it is. So we end our if statement here. So this takes care of our notice, and we need another one to take care of the alerts for when things are not so good. So just hold your command and select all the notices and then type alert to change it. And that's it. So now we have our flash message printable for both notice and alert. Alright, so if we come here, click on edit, we're going to click on save. Reset this page because I tried something else before, so that's why we had that message up there. So you shouldn't have that, and you shouldn't expect it. Alright, so here I will try and update this. So up here we have there was a problem because we didn't fill in the password field. And yes, you can't refresh the screen halfway through editing things because we rendered that view. Don't worry about that. So let's try for a successful save. Put a password in and click on update. Moderator was successfully updated, so that was fine. Okay, so you refresh it and it should go. So let's try again. For unsuccessful save, there was a problem updating moderator. So let's try for a successful save and then click on update. Then moderator was successfully updated. So a flash message only lasts for one request lifecycle. So if you refresh the screen or visit another page and come back or whatever, it will be gone. Alright, so that is this done. And we have moderator cannot delete themselves. We know that because we haven't coded it and we are not going to. So that is indirectly done. So if I go back here and we have all the records there. We've completed that. We've had a look at format, validations. So everything to do with moderators is actually done. So we could just have that shaded off. The next time we'll come back onto Rails, we'll add sessions. So sessions allow us to restrict access to authenticated pages. So you need login to view anything on the admin section of the site. So we'll be adding on username and password to it. But before then, we are going to go into Ruby and learn about classes, methods, instance methods, class methods, and things like that. So we'll do a bit of that in the next few videos. So I'll see you in the next lesson.